Having once made the step up through the track day groups many years ago, I know full well of the concerns raised inside someone's head when they think about moving up to a faster track day group. Different people will be thinking about it for different reasons, but in the end the same points are always raised. And in this video I want to detail a few points for consideration to help you make the decision on whether or not the time is right to make the step up. The first I want to raise is that the gap probably isn't as big as you think. Some of the most common worries that come with making the step up to a faster group are the fears of being completely out of your depth, getting annihilated by the faster riders and generally getting in the way. Straight away I have to tell you that the gap between your current group and the next one probably isn't as big as you think. In fact, the fastest riders in your current group would make it as the slowest in the group above, so technically there is no gap. And each group on a track day usually has a bit of overlap between the fastest and slowest riders. So if you do decide to move up, there are a number of benefits that can come from that. One is that you'll end up with more clear laps. If it's got to the stage where you are constantly getting caught in traffic in your current group, moving up will give you some much needed space to get into your stride and string together some clean and consistent laps. You can also start to think more about your riding as opposed to how you're going to get past the next gaggle of riders, which tend to be bigger the lower down the groups you go. Another benefit is more consistency from other riders. As with anything, experience in something means you'll only get better more often than not, and as you move up the groups you'll encounter riders with more experience, and with that experience comes a better understanding of how to ride on track. While it may not be true for everyone, this experience in track craft and etiquette translates into more consistent and ultimately predictable riding from the other riders out there. And lastly, riding with faster people can raise your level. For a lot of people, the very nature of riding with and following faster riders makes themselves faster. We see slightly faster riders come past and think, if they can do it, why can't I? When I first moved up groups years ago, each time I saw an increase in overall speed in a relatively short space of time. Now, you will still want to be concentrating on your own riding and working to improve your fundamental technique, but seeing faster riders at the higher level on similar machinery and tyres can have a positive psychological effect and help you overcome some fears about traction and what's really possible. So, those are some of the positives that can come from making the move up, but there are still a couple of other things to consider. One thing is that the fastest in the group above will be quite a bit faster. Knowing that you're thinking of moving up means you are more than likely going quite well in your group, but when you make the step up to the group above, typically you become one of the slowest. This means the faster riders will be quite a bit faster as they themselves could be worthy of moving up to the next group above them. You'll also likely get some closer passing in the higher groups too, because as you move up the groups, riders become more accustomed to slightly closer passing, and no matter how many times the organisers tell them to leave a nice gap, there will be times when this is not adhered to. That being said, for the vast majority of the time, the riders coming past will have little effect on you if you're riding in a safe and predictable way. So how do you know if you're ready to move up? Well, there's not really a massive amount to this point. If you can comfortably say you're one of the fastest in your current group, you find yourself getting held up frequently, and you think your lines are pretty consistent and tidy, those are the biggest indicators that you're ready to make the step up. If you feel you meet those requirements, then it could be time to make the move. If you're still not sure though, don't forget that instructors are there for you to use and ask for advice free of charge throughout the day. So why not grab an instructor and ask them to follow you and see if they feel you're ready to make the step up. Okay, so all of that should have you thinking pretty clearly about whether or not you want to commit to a higher group. If you feel you're comfortable with the points raised here and believe you're ready to move up based on your current group performance, then I'd recommend you give it a shot. Like most riders, you'll probably wonder why you didn't do it sooner. Are you on the cusp of moving to a higher group but you're unsure if it's the right time? Tell us about it in the comments down below, and as always, if you like the video then please hit the button and subscribe to the channel for more performance riding advice and guides moving forward. I'll see you in the next one.